Hello, my fellow ground pounders. I'm joined here today by my beautiful girlfriend.
Hello.
We're going to be taking a look at Alto's Adventure,
Oh.
which, if you've stepped into an Apple store in the past, decade, I'm sure you've seen this game being played, as it's got the branding of Apple's minimalistic, simplistic but refined beauty that Apple decides it identifies with.
Oh.
But the truth is, it's a marvelous game. It's a endless runner.
It's what?
An endless runner. So
An endless runner.
It means the game never ends, technically.
Oh, really?
It's just something mindless and awesome to throw on.
Really?
And I've been wanting to do this showcase of iPhone games for quite a while, but I didn't really know how to record them or edit them, or how it would work logistics-wise. But sometimes you're just very sick or sad or something. And these iPhone games are the laziest and easy, just because you can't force yourself to do anything else, But you still need that escape, but you're too depressed or too sad or too scared or too anxious to to even step into enjoyment or to even pretend that you're worth watching a movie after a long day. I'd rather just stay in bed. That
Yeah.
sort of feeling.
Yeah.
I wanted to do a showcase of amazing, spectacular games. Another game that that I really adored was Castle Doombad, and there's this other game called Batman Arkham Knight or City Asylum, whatever. It's unavailable now. Both of those games. I paid money for Castle Doombad. I paid $3, but it's still money, and I can't play it anymore. Because it's digital and because they've decided to take it away.
Oh, okay.
And
That's unusual for you to have something digital.
well, on your iPhone you don't have another choice.
Oh, okay, iPhone. That's right.
But then I also paid real money in this other game. Like $3 or something to unlock another character. I forget. That game also isn't available anymore. And there's money just down the drain. And recently, I'm not going to keep on my agenda about how against digital games I am.
Right.
But I saw an advertisement for a digital-only Xbox, and it's just so anti-consumer. And I think people will eventually realize that they don't own their games, they're allowed access. And that's the difference. If you don't care, but me, I want to play these in 10 years. I want to share them with my the few members of my family I like, and the singular members of your family that I adore. But I want to show, I would love for somebody that you care about or somebody that I care about to relax and bring them in on this enjoyment, and to like that quiz game would be a lot of fun with your family.
Yeah. No, that I had so much fun with that. Like I'd love to play that again. It was just really fun.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's just anyway. I don't want to go on for that too long because I've talked about it quite a bit.
Yeah, it is a point, and yeah, no, I know.
So what we're looking at now is just me trying to unlock the last character in this game, and it's really beautiful and serene. And I personally feel like I'm I'm, you know, I'm losing. I feel very numb and closed off. And if it wasn't for you, I would honestly be empty and hollow. I've been trying to fill myself. I was thinking about the channel and the videos I've been doing, and I was like, I'd really like to do more themes. And I realized the theme that I've been doing unintentionally is casual games, kind of, like Sims and Bridge Constructor, and now this, which is the epitome of casual. Um, just easy to pick up, fun games.
I think that is like appealing to me. Like I know, like when you were what was the last one? The name of the last one you the game you were playing?
The Sims 4.
No, the real one that you were so in depth with.
Sekiro? Sekiro.
Yeah. So like, I mean, that is so cool when you get completely engrossed and you're like in this world. But I think other times when you're busy and you're just kind of a little low, it's so fun just to like just have a little break and these easy dating things.
Yeah.
Like you cannot not have a good time like when you're playing that knowledge power and these little games we can,
Yeah. And I've got this schedule right now where I'm trying to do, on my way home, I'm trying to practice singing for 30 minutes-ish, on my way home. And then I'm trying to draw for 30 minutes, music for guitar for 30 minutes. And I wrote last night for 30 minutes.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah. And, I'm just trying every day just to bank that little amount of time. And I realize it's kind of a lot, but I think I'm pushing so hard because I feel so empty. And, a lot of people feel that way. And that's why we really do this, is to just provide a relaxing, comfortable experience that people can, find company or consolement, or just acknowledge that these things exist.
Right.
Well, I guess I won't talk about that. Just my conversation yesterday with this individual. But I'm very lucky to have you. And I hope that everybody's listening finds either, we take enjoyment, we talk about some funny stuff as we play some games, or but hopefully we always keep it genuine and real. And so I've always wanted to kind of showcase my favorite iPhone games.
Oh, that would be fun.
And that's what I'm doing today. So I wanted to showcase some iPhone games. Alto's Adventure I'd highly recommend. At first I didn't really comprehend that I was supposed to just be jumping and running. I was always trying to score the highest score, and I inadvertently made the game much, 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 much more intense than it was supposed to be. So I immediately kind of backed off it. But anyway, I really hope you enjoy this game, and I really hope watching me crash almost like that, it is rewarding and nice.
Right.
There's only one thing about this game that kind of bugs me. It's that the awards don't transfer over. So like, let's say I complete this objective, and this objective. It doesn't then bring me to the next objectives. I have to die and restart. Which kind of frustrates me, because I would have played this game much more if it just let me do this now. Because I was that good to get to probably level 10 without dying. And instead, I would get bored because I beat level 1 in 2 seconds. And then I just keep playing because, like, it seems to die on purpose to restart doesn't seem right, you know?
Right.
But, and then the next game we're going to be looking at is Hitman for the iPhone. And they've boiled it down to what I really think Hitman was, and when I fell in love with it, is a strategy game with multiple objectives. Hitman Blood Money is a genius fun game, but why it's so good is because the story's that good. I think with the last two Hitmen, whatever, they've got the playground down, but they missed the part of making a good, really strong story, you know? Their story's like whatever, and even though I can do a bunch of stuff, I loved finding the perfect way to do it in Hitman Blood Money. The one perfect solution where nobody knows I was there, and I just left. And I mean, I played that game like entire weekends. Just my life was just trying to figure out how good I could play that game. I actually started playing that game with my grandmother, you know, and she'd be like, oh, you know, he sucks, you gotta kill him. I'm like, Grandma, no, I can't kill the innocent people.
Good old grandma.
Yeah. Like, she's like, he's in the way. I'm like, no, Grandma, come on. But this boils that game down to the what I enjoyed was a strategy game. You know, it's fun for a little bit to experiment and see what the characters do and ha ha ha. But after I made that video, I never went back to it. And I always kind of wondered, because I used to be obsessed with video games to the point that I rarely talked about anything else. But making these videos really, you know, gives me an outlet for that. And I find it funny, you know, I always criticize certain members of my family who are self-proclaimed, you know, no time. But then, you know, they have time for their favorite TV shows or their favorite movies or whatever they want to do at the end of the day. And that's just it, you know. I think I have no time, but I certainly made time for Sekiro. I certainly made time for whatever other game, Persona. You know, I was just thinking about that, you know, I really always am so passionate about these games when I show you. But now that I look back, because there's such a maelstrom of just content coming at you, you know, just a maelstrom of media. Just, you know, there's gaming news, there's political news, there's movie news, not to mention movies are coming out left and right. Games are coming out more so left and right. TV shows are coming out left and right. News is left and right. Lying news, real news. It's so hard to keep track of all of it. And, you know, I try to keep, but at the end of the day, that's really why I like having a physical collection.
Right.
So that I can look back and I can go, wow, and I'm realizing, did I really love this game that much? Or was I just on my honeymoon with it? You know, like I'm so excited for these, and, you know, it just makes me wonder.
How many, like, if you had a percentage of games that you actually revisit, what would you say? Like, do you really do that, or is it like you always hope that you can?
Well, here's the problem with that. I don't like, you know, we've kind of touched on this before, where I sometimes think comfort is weakness, you know? Like going back to something that I feel like I'm like a baby and it's immobile. Everybody would like to go back to that time where they were in a crib. And the truth is, you know, no. Keep exploring new stuff, and I've talked about whether I'm right or wrong on that, you know?
But they're
And
a little differently.
I'm right to a degree, of course.
Mm-hmm.
You know, um, I I do think people get too comfortable and need to branch out more. You know, like I actually did salsa dancing one time in high school.
Did you?
Yeah, with this girl. Um, she was
Tell
interested
me
in it.
more.
It was in high school.
Well, according to your embellished story, I was
What?
stalking you in high
Oh,
school.
well, who knows how long you've had your eyes on me?
Oh my God.
You know, I didn't really know that that a cougar could really. But here we are.
Oh my God.
You know, we.
You were in college.
So, so yeah, but anyway.
No, I do think that
No, comfort's nice to a
yeah,
degree.
I do think it is important because there were times where you really that you like that, you need that. But you're right, it's always good to try new things and branch out like you said. But I like that. Like I've watched movies over and over.
And I'm not saying that that's bad. I'm not judging what you may do or other people. I'm judging the small amount of people that I've seen that do it to an excessive amount.
Right,
So,
I get what
so
you're saying.
that's why my perspective is warped. Is because I see people that go a little overboard with it, and I always try to tell my two younger members of my family, like, they're like, oh, can we play this? And sometimes I go, yeah, but other times I go, no, I got a new one, and we might love it more, we may hate it, but let's try it. And I mean, because I keep trying things and I keep getting up and I keep exploring, I the weeks never seem the same. And there's a clear differentiation between days and months and stuff. And again, that's just my personal preference. People can do whatever they want, but I've seen it abused essentially.
Right, I see what you're saying.
Like certain members of my family will just watch things. Will watch reruns of shows they watched when they were like 9. While that's nice sometimes,
Yeah.
to do it habitually becomes a bit weird when that show is on when you weren't even alive. That's kind of creepy. But that's like I want to watch a Hitchcock movie with you, because I think that's new and fun and interesting. But if I only wanted to do that, you'd tell me I sucked and let's watch something new. And that's the balance more so.
Right, I gotcha.
But so I'd highly recommend Castle Greenbad if it existed. Maybe one day I'll get my dream, because I love that game. The whole point of that game was it was a tower defense game, so you defended, but you were the bad guy. So you stole the princesses, and you could power stuff by their screams.
Oh my God.
So you kept them in a little capsule, and they were like, ah, and the heroes would try to come, and you had to like set up spike traps to stop the heroes and stuff. It was very cartoony. It was very fun. And I used to play that game all the time, and I can't because it's only digital, but whatever. Yeah, I just don't get why, and I just feel like companies are pulling the wool over the consumer's eyes.
It's definitely easier because they don't have the physical thing, but they're still getting money. But at the same token, a lot of people now don't want the stuff around. They just keep things simple,
Yeah. Sounds fun and trendy now.
Yeah.
But in 20 years, when you want to play your favorite game ever, and your console breaks, oh well.
Right.
You could make, or you had to make room for it. Oh my God, I thought I downloaded it, it's just, there's a million things, whatever.
Yeah, well, we live in the moment anyways, like, I don't think it's,
Yeah.
we want everything right now, and we don't really, so maybe that's part
But
of
but
it.
if it's worth buying with your hard-earned money, then it should be worth keeping and showing off.
Mm.
You know. But anyway, so these have been two magical games that I just love. I just
Good.
honestly I couldn't recommend them anymore. Tomb Raider is kind of good too, but the ones that I really fell in love with were the Hitman on the phone, and Alto's Adventure. You really can't go wrong with. It's very mindless, and if you're having a hard time and you're just going through some stuff, there's no better way to just enjoy something and kick back. Also, um, if you need more time, there's somebody that I really love listening to, um, because there's so much strategy and stuff. He's kind of a goofy doofus, as self-proclaimed goofy doofus. Um, It kind of just reminds me of like Simpsons, the old Simpsons humor, where it's just stupid and fun and lighthearted.
Right.
And he just played these really strategic games, and his name's X-Wins, XWYNNS. And if anybody listens, his channel is of course bigger than mine because I think everybody on the internet is bigger than mine. But if you're interested in like hours and hours of content, check him out because he's got a huge backlog of just intensely strategizing, and it's fantastic. So I would recommend that to anybody that's looking for extra stuff. Like currently right now, I'm watching his Prison Architect run through, and I'm just having a blast, because he's making it so difficult, and like he's trying to put so much strategy in it, and it just keeps failing, which is just it's fun. It's fun to watch somebody fail, but who's smart enough to know they failed and actually like beat it. It's great to see that. Like, remember, I wanted to do a Prison Architect video. I wanted to do one where I wanted like a hippie warden, you know? I wanted to create a narrative where a hippie woman inherited all this money from her family, and she wanted to open a really intense max security prison, and it was going to be, and like everybody's cell doors are always kept open, and it was like a free roam prison because we're just going to use friendship to heal everybody.
That doesn't sound good.
Well, yeah, so I thought it would be very interesting to watch how me playing the warden would have to change my, the prisoners can do whatever they want, and how I would eventually turn into a warden that cracks down and doesn't take. And I thought that narrative would be fun, like I thought. But the sad thing, not the sad thing, the weird thing, is it actually worked. Like, I was actually fixing the prisoners and making them happy, and they wouldn't hurt each other. And I was like, okay, so how can I make this worse? So I put bunk beds instead of regular beds, so now their cells were more cramped. And then I just was slowly losing money, but everything was still working well. I was like, well, this isn't fun. I mean, I'm glad it worked well,
Right.
but I was kind of more so hoping for like people to tunnel out and her to be like, why would they do that, and to create this really cool narrative. But because I had this professor in my mind who I wanted to role play as, like her insanely batshit crazy way of looking at things, and everybody's got a good heart and soul, I wanted to see, but anyway, so it's fun to watch somebody else play this game And it's always nice to watch something laid out perfectly. A
I'm glad
well
you enjoyed it.
a well-oiled machine.
Mm-hmm.
It's always satisfying to look at, to me at least.
Yeah, well, I think so.
Like even the hospital, I still think about how amazing that really works. There's so many facets of that that could go wrong, and somehow everybody on every floor just does their job and it just works.
Exactly.
You know, I like to be realistic about humanity, but there's also a lot of stuff that just is really amazing and great.
Right.
And
I
you know,
agree.
it's easy because sometimes I watch YouTube and you just see the scum of the earth, and you watch these YouTube people, they're just super full of themselves and stuff, and you're like, oh my God, you know, you you are a human garbage bag filled with just junk, nastiness, and goo. And and you know, I feel like sometimes am I adding to that? Like, what am I doing? And the answer is no. The answer is there's a million people. It doesn't matter who everybody focuses on. You just gotta keep doing you and keep trying your best and your hardest.
Yes, I agree completely with
And
that.
you know, I'm very lucky that I have something to feel presented by you. Um, and I hope whatever little we can do for everybody out there, you know, I hope maybe at least we just provide entertainment for a little bit. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's, the whole purpose is just, comfort, distraction, information, fun, whatever you want it to be. But I don't, like, I remember, um, when I first started listening, um, and where I was at, and it just made me feel more alone. I did feel very comforted, and I kind of liked hearing the voice, and it was just really nice, and I don't know, helped me fall asleep if I woke up in the middle of the night. Like it, and like I listened to all different things. Some of it was funny, some of it was kind of out there, some of it was, whisper. I listened to a whole bunch of stuff, and I just really found it so comforting and helpful. But I enjoyed it too. And then you get familiar with the voices,
Yeah.
and sometimes I would almost like tune out. It was just like because it was a comfort.
Yeah, yeah. No, I totally get it. Like, I'm just playing a game where you roll a ball of stuff and try to make your stuff bigger to eventually roll up everything. And I am just like in this game. Like I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna get that. And I'm like, one day I'm gonna roll such a big Katamari ball that I'm gonna roll up buildings. It's gonna be awesome. And you know what happened last night? I was rolling up buildings and I was like, yes. And it's just so stupid and mindless,
Yeah,
but it's exactly what I needed.
yeah, exactly.
So, all right, you want to sign off, please?
All right, well, we hope you enjoyed this or found comfort from it. Um, and please like and subscribe. That means the world to us.
Good night.
Good night.